Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out True Off My Chest. Story 1. Update on my previous post. I lost my son to suicide a year after my wife died in a car accident. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone here for all their sympathy in the Story 2. Moving from RIF to the main Reddit app has opened my eyes. I had already used the Reddit app lightly in the past but quickly found myself using RIF as the alternative. Being forced to use Reddit's app to interact with the site on mobile has just opened my eyes to just how awful of an experience it is. I find now that I'm looking at Reddit maybe once a day for 5 to 10 minutes, my usage has significantly gone down. There are multiple reasons why. Firstly, the bloat is the major offender. So many ads, everything I go to on this app has 2 or 3 ads sprinkled in within the first 10 seconds of scrolling. Secondly, the UI is extremely unintuitive and feels like features are scrambled around. Ultimately everything feels clunky. Lastly, going back to past. Story 3. Advice or reality check is welcome. PS. Not very good in Eng. I have been struggling with my focus and study overall, but I feel like I cannot tell anyone what I am dealing with. First, because I am not much of an expressive person, and when I tried it did not came out the way I wanted. Stuttering, forgetting words and sentences that are all over the place. Second, I feel like the only thing I am good at is studying, and now when I am losing it, my identity is missing. People will not find me interesting, or there is nothing that differ me from anyone else. Also, it does not really helps when I feel like I have narcissistic behavior. I like the feeling of knowing what and how to do something, and when I cannot, it started to weigh me. When I try to convince myself that no one cares about what I was afraid about, it does not really helps, and I still feel like everyone is disappointed in me. Story 4. I'm tired of being the family therapist. I'm literally just a kid, but every time I walk into a room I feel like I'm a professional therapist for my family. I'll be walking into my mother's room to show her something I did that I'm proud of, and instantly be bombarded with irritated tones and attitude, and then suddenly I'm learning about the fact our food stamps aren't coming in or whatever she said. I understand that they have the mindset of the child should know what's going on, but honestly I really don't want to hear it. It stresses me out, and the fact I can't do anything to help makes it worse. I have had literal panic attacks for that reason. I don't know what to do. I've already talked to them about it, they just don't stop. I'm not really a confrontational person either, I'm actually really shy, so I can't just flat out yell STFU to them when they start venting to me without permission. Advice? Story 5. I have a boyfriend but I daydream about women. This story has come a long way since it began, and I'm done trying to get over it on my own. I really need some honest advice. I, 23F, have been dating my boyfriend, 25M, for over 4 years. He's the best person I know, he's kind, loving, affectionate and definitely husband material. For context, he has always known I'm bisexual and that I've had BFs and situationships with girls before. Since I started dating him, I've been really happy with him and we have much fun together. He's been there for me for the good and bad times, and we are the same in almost everything. And I need to finally admit this. Although I love him, I am becoming more and more attracted to women. These feelings have been going on for over a year now, I just didn't have the courage to admit it until now, and I can't ignore it anymore. I just don't feel that sexually attracted to him anymore, and when we start to get intimate my mind just cannot not think about women, even if it's just for a second. I love spending time with him and we are really silly and sweet together, but when I'm alone I daydream about having the same, healthy and caring, relationship that I have with him, but with a woman. I can't really explain it, but when I see myself with a woman life feels much colorful, even if it's so good with him now. I imagine myself living with a girlfriend and having babies with her. It just feels that I have this perfect thing with him, and at the same time I'm thinking about ruin it all for something else that's unknown to me. I'm only writing this now because I've been telling myself you love him and that's what matters. Tomorrow this feeling will disappear. My parents love him and they will never accepted this reason for you to break up, or it's really difficult to find good people like him. you'll never find someone like him again. Also, recently, we've moved to an apartment our parents bought us as a gift, and we really appreciate it, but this is the main reason for me to be so hesitant on this. This was such a big move that I had no control of, but at the same time I think it's reasonable for us to have a house and live together since we've been dating for years. I feel that I'm thinking about giving up my life, partner, and family away for the complete unknown, and I have no plan on this. But at the same time or if, these feelings will ever go away. I know this is messed up but I really need a reality check on this. Story 6. My ex-husband killed himself 2 weeks ago. My ex killed himself 2 weeks ago. He jumped in front of a truck. We were not close but we have a 14-year-old son who just had a birthday. I have no idea how to comfort him or help him cope with the loss of his dad. He seems detached from it all. Any help is appreciated. Story 7. Was I almost the victim of an insurance scam? Or almost the victim of a careless driver? I was driving down a somewhat busy 2-lane, one-way road, in the left lane. A car in the lane to my right stopped just ahead of me and turned on their signal as I approached and then made a left-hand turn toward a house to my left. Right in front of me. I'm lucky I was paying attention because I immediately slammed my brakes and came to a stop probably 5 inches from the car in question as it was turning left, going across my lane, to the house on my left. I could see the car had a sizable dent in the driver's side and some other scrapes as my car screeched to a stop mere inches from him. I'm shocked I didn't hit the car to be honest, and I laid on my horn as the idiot crossed over my lane to the house on my left. I was practically hyperventilating the rest of the way home. My anxiety is still sky high from that incident and I checked my car just to be safe. Nothing. No scrapes or bumps or dents at all as I knew would be the case. But I'm still shaking. Be the first to comment. Nobody's responded to this post yet. Add your thoughts and get the conversation going. Story 8. Fian of 65 years dumped me suddenly. No warnings, no notice. Just walked in with me, 29F, to my regularly scheduled therapy session last week saying he, 28M, just had something he wanted to say, which is very normal for us, and told me he loves me but isn't in love with me anymore. My whole life feels like it fell apart at the drop of a pin. I can't even explain how intertwined our lives are. His friends are sad and upset. My friends are sad and angry. It's a mess. And we're still friends. We were good friends for a bit before we got together and always agreed to stay friends if it ever ended. We both still agree and want to be friends. However, this isn't what has me the most upset. It's that he's already trying to meet up with people and hook up. It enrages me and stabs me in the heart simultaneously. What's worse is that I am too. I just feel guilty as sin about it. Like I'm doing something wrong, dishonest. And I hate that I feel that way. I hate that he doesn't. I hate this entire situation. It is my actual nightmare come to full reality. Story 9. Just a joke of a life. Never fit into a friend group in middle school, always the butt of the joke. Lost all my friends in high school after an emotional outburst due to depression. They all hate me now. I wish I could say sorry but they won't even open my messages. First year of college a disaster, friends went behind my back and talked shit about me, gave away my phone number to random people. Every single club position I applied for with my resume rejected me. Now second year of college and got rejected from all fraternities I tried to rush to improve my social skills and make friends, after getting far into recruitment. My only friends don't invite me to anything, I always have to tag along and they go home every weekend. Can't even go home to hide from it all since my parents will make fun of me or yell at me. I don't know how much more I can take. I'm not the best person and I've fucked up but it just hurts. I can't take this anymore. I've never tried to hurt anyone on purpose. I always have had hope after all of these fuck-ups and looked forward to improving but I'm just wondering if it'll ever work out. I kind of just want to disappear in my dorm and just go to class and play video games all day alone in my room since that's where I belong. Story 10. Help guys please. So I know this is off my chest but I tried. I bought a home from a woman and paid her every dime for it. She took me to court and had me evicted even though we had a land contract. Now I'm homeless. My wife and I got forcibly removed by the police even upon showing them the contract. The magistrate didn't have the authority to rule the case cause it was over 10k in value, yet he did. So I'm homeless. I lost everything in the home. My landlord wouldn't let me retrieve my property, so I lost my wallet, my ID, my contract, everything I owned. It's cold in West Virginia and I am looking for a handout of any kind. I'm not a bot, I'm a real person and can show the contract if requested. My cash tag is $TomL123557. If you guys have even a buck or two, it would make a difference. I may be even able to show my eviction papers and I can show where I'm back in court working on this, so any help would be greatly appreciated as it's currently very cold in WV. Story 11. I've felt more intimacy holding someone's hand than those I had sex with. TW, sexual assault, PTSD. RIF, MID20S, have been sexually assaulted when I was a kid, and have not been comfortable with being touched ever since. I flinch whenever anyone would touch me, even if it wasn't anything sexual/romantic. I decided to have sex a few years back with people I wasn't romantically interested in because I wanted to take back control of my body and I didn't want romantic relationships at the time. At first it was triggering and gave me flashbacks of my SA, but mostly I felt nothing. I didn't want to be touched outside of sex and wanted them to leave immediately afterwards. I've never even spent the night with anyone because I can't sleep with someone else in my bed. I'm very protective of my personal space. I still continued being in casual hookups until I was with a guy who liked being intimate after sex. I have no idea why I let him, but I thought it would just be a one-time thing. He held my hand and it was the first time I didn't flinch. He spent the night and I thought it wouldn't be so bad to wake up to more mornings like this. He also broke my heart, but I'm still thankful to realize I'm not that numb after all. It was the first time I had sex where I wasn't reminded of my SA. Now that I've experienced how it is to have sex with someone I cared for, I don't think I can go back to casually hooking up. I'm not looking for advice, but it just feels good to let this out. I've stopped using sex to forget and am now going to therapy to process my trauma. I don't think he'll ever know how much he unconsciously helped me. Even when I hate him, I'll always be thankful. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.